tuned in to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
It's way up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
I know that's right.
Yes.
Man, it's going to be a beautiful day today.
Yeah. Why?
It's
Angela?
a Wealth Wednesday.
Okay. All right.
And Daryl Fairweather is going to be joining us today. She's the chief economist for Redfin.
So smart.
Redfin is a great resource when you're looking to check home prices, see what's going on in the market, talk about home values. There's so much going on in the real estate market, so many different conflicting things that people tell you should buy, you shouldn't buy.
Yeah, I got some questions for her, so I'm glad she's coming in.
Yeah, she's great. So I always tell her, she made me want to be an economist. It's too late.
No,
Is it too late?
No, it's never too late.
All right. Anyway, it's like the battle of the memoirs, and we're going to talk about that in UT today.
Okay.
But I also want to shout out to my girl, Ada Rodriguez, Legitimate Kid. Her book is out also. I know that Jada Pinkett Smith's book came out yesterday.
Yeah.
And like she'll tell you, she cannot compete with the Tupac stories with Will Smith, but she has a great story to tell too, and we'll talk about that and about last night, because I actually hosted her book launch yesterday, the day that her book came out, and she's got such a great story. She has a documentary that's on HBO Max called Fighting Words. But let's start it off with some positivity like we always do. So many great things happening.
Yes, for sure.
We're blessed. Jasmine loves to be like, we're so blessed, Angela.
I say it all the time.
Just randomly out of nowhere. And yes, we are. Thank you, God. 800-292-5150 is a number. Let us know who you would like to shine a light on. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. 800-292-5150. Shine a light.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Jasmine Brand. And I just want to shine a light on some book clubs and bookstores, because I feel like it's kind of... we were at this place called the Lit Bar.
Love the name.
Yesterday, and it's like a lounge where they have books, they have drinks and things like that, and I just love spaces where you can actually go to read. When I was growing up, the reason why I work with the New York Public Library is because I spent so much time in the library, and I always felt like going to the bookstore was like a great date to have.
It is, yeah, especially that kind of bookstore. It's in the Bronx, right?
Yeah, that one was in the Bronx. So I just want to shout out to all of the bookstore owners out there that are still understanding the importance of, first of all, I love Audible. I love being able to be in the car and listen to a book. But I also think that actual books in your hand is like artwork.
Yeah, it is. And we need to support our local bookstores.
Yeah.
I know that we like to go to, certain sites. Mine too at the bookstore.
Yeah, you definitely got me some as well.
Yeah.
There's one that I had went to in Chicago. It's called Semicolon.
Okay.
Bookstore. And so that was another amazing space. And they have a little, lounge in there and a bar area and all of that too. And they also have a kids part of the bookstore. So
I love that.
Yes. And I think that's really nice. Like a great experience to bring your kids to the bookstore, where they have times where people can like sit there and they have somebody read to the kids. They have that at the New York Public Library also. And I know a lot of libraries have that, but let's make sure we start taking advantage of those things. And like you said, supporting local bookstores, and supporting authors, black and brown authors too.
Mark Lamont Hill has a bookstore as well.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And you know who used to have a bookstore too? Talib Kweli.
Wow.
I wonder if he still has his bookstore. We got to ask him about that.
Okay.
But anyway, shout out to that. That's something that I feel like a lot of times may not be as lucrative as people might think, but it is out of the love of storytelling.
Yep.
All right. Well, who do you guys want to shine a light on? Let's shine a light on somebody doing something positive. What's up, Dustin? How are you?
All right. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you. Who would you like to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on my wife, man. She is the most amazing woman I could possibly ever meet.
What's her name?
Her name is Kiki.
Kiki.
All right. And how long y'all been together?
We have been married for 8 years. We've been together for 10.
We love. See, people get married for the right reasons. All right. Well, thank you for calling. Shout out to Kiki.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, Marty. How are you?
Hey, beautiful. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Who would you like to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on you, Angela, because you are the bomb diggity, girl.
The bomb
diggity, no doubt.
Listen to me. I am so proud of you, Angela. When you left, I didn't doubt you, but I said, how is Angela going to stand alone doing her own thing? But you are holding it down, young lady. Let me tell you.
Oh.
And you got the right crew with you. You definitely got the right crew. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Shout out to all of y'all. And definitely the light is shined on you today. Keep letting your light shine.
Thank you, Marty. That was
sweet.
really sweet.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Listen, when you do Angela Yee Day, I need to come and give you some Brooklyn shirts so you could give them out for free to everybody, all right? So
Okay.
I'll hit you up. I'll get up with you or something, all right?
All right, thank you. We're planning ahead. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
We
All
got to
right.
make it
Love
some
you
type of
guys. Have a
competition on
blessed day.
stage.
Enjoy your week.
Okay, thank you,
you.
Marty. All right, well, that was Shine a Light on him. 800-292-5150. Call us up if you didn't get a chance to get through but still want to shine a light. And when we come back, let's talk Battle of the Memoirs. Britney Spears comes out next week. Jada Pinkett Smith is out today. We'll tell you what's going on with both of their books. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way up.
All right, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
And we wanted to thank Jada Pinkett Smith for giving us
Content?
topics and content for every single day. It's just not stopping.
That's what you should have shined a light on.
Dozens of memes have been happening. Now, one thing that's being talked about in her book is how she wrote about getting a beautiful sex room for herself and Will Smith. She said, to give us our own space, I even built a separate beautiful love nest for us two grown-ups in our bedroom, complete with a domed ceiling full of twinkling stars. But over time, the kids hijacked that room as well. And she talks about a lot of different things in this book, including, of course, her close friendship with Tupac Shakur. We're hearing all different types of stories about him. Y'all don't be believing nothing that she says either.
I don't know why.
Like, people had a problem with her revealing that he had alopecia, but I feel like that story's been told before. But y'all, when it comes from her, you guys just don't believe her.
And it's weird because she's getting a lot of backlash, but we were talking the other day, people used to really love, not that they don't love Jada anymore, but people used to be like...
And Will Smith has written his own book and told his own stories as well.
Let's not forget.
Now, Will Smith, in the meantime, has trolled people with his official statement. There were reports that his kids feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
And all kinds of different stories coming out after these revelations about their marriage. So he put up a video and he captioned it, official statement, and here's how it sounds.
I got something for you. Here's the thing. So, my opinion of the...
It's goofy.
Yes, I guess he's just making a joke.
Yeah.
About the whole thing. And, from other reports, he's encouraged her to write this. Now, another book that's coming out, and this is going to be out on Tuesday.
Okay.
Jada's book is already out, Worthy, is The Woman in Me. That's Britney Spears' book. And in this book, there's an excerpt now that's available. She shared that exclusively with People. She talks about her and her mom, who would drink daiquiris together as early as 8th grade.
Wow.
She said, for fun, starting when I was in 8th grade, my mom and I would make the 2-hour drive from Kentwood to Biloxi, Mississippi. And while we were there, we would drink daiquiris. We called our cocktails toddies. And she said, I love that I was able to drink with my mom every now and then. The way we drank was nothing like how my father did it. When he drank, he grew more depressed and shut down. We became happier, more alive, and adventurous.
Okay. A little daiquiri, a little something.
I mean...
8th grade?
I feel like my mom and I had some margaritas at a young age.
Yeah.
For myself.
Okay, not me and my mom, but I don't know. To each his own. Maybe me and my daughter will have daiquiris.
All right. Britney also talked about getting an abortion during her relationship with Justin Timberlake. She said he said we weren't ready. She got pregnant, and she said it was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I loved Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be much earlier than I'd anticipated. But Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. And then she said ultimately they had an abortion. She said if it had been left up to me alone, I would have never done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father.
I wonder what he thinks of this whole book.
I'm sure right now he's like, don't.
What is he?
And Christina Aguilera, in the meantime, was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and here's what she had to say about this memoir.
Britney Spears has a memoir coming out. Do you think you will be in it? Has she called you and said, hey, heads up?
Dude, I don't know.
There's a chapter about you? Are you hoping that you're in it?
I don't know. Am I hoping? I mean, I'm hoping that, everything is all good with her and everything's beautiful. So, I think the future should be celebrated. And
Sure.
Yes.
That's a great PR answer.
It is. Angela, remind me, did they have beef back in the day, or is it?
I
don't remember at all.
They had some issues.
Over Justin, or just over just being the competitive?
I think it was more of a competitive. I don't think it had anything to do with Justin.
Okay. All
right. Well, when we come back, we have About Last Night. And speaking of books, we were at the Lit Bar in the Bronx, like I said, for our girl, Ida Rodriguez. We'll talk about her book. And I also want to discuss another book that is available, too, that Questlove actually published. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah. Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. And about last night. So last night was a great night. A very good friend of mine, Ida Rodriguez, has her book that's out right now, Legitimate Kid, a memoir.
Okay. And she's a comedian and a producer and a actress. No, is she an actress? Am I adding titles?
Yeah, she's been in some programs.
Okay.
All right, but she's an amazing comedian. She has Fighting Words. It's out right now, but people know her from They Ready.
Okay.
Tiffany Haddish's produced special where she highlighted different women comedians. And Ida also has produced stand-up specials for some Latinx comedians. Okay,
cool.
But she has her memoir out, Legitimate Kid. Now, why is it called that? Well, it starts off telling you about the title, Legitimate Kid, and that's because when she was young, a bully at her school was making fun of her. Her name was Beth.
Okay.
And basically was making fun of her for not having her father there. She was raised by a single mom, and her father never signed her birth certificate. So her whole time growing up, she felt like something was missing.
Yeah.
And being a, quote, bastard child, illegitimate kid.
Yeah.
And this is a story about her, just coming up and realizing her own power and strength. And she actually did eventually meet her dad.
Yeah. Were you there?
No, her dad is from the Dominican Republic. Her mom is from Puerto Rico.
Okay. You went on a trip with her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we did. We actually, oh no, maybe it's the other way. Yeah, it's the other way around, maybe.
Okay.
But I went to Puerto Rico to see her do stand up, and
Okay,
it was
gotcha.
really funny about it was all the comedians before her were speaking Spanish, so I didn't know what was going on until she got on the stage.
That's so funny.
No, but shout out to my girl Ida. She actually did her book launch at a bookstore in the Bronx called the Lit Bar, which was really amazing. Estelle was there.
Yeah, she was there.
And my girl Tashana. A lot of people were there. It was definitely a packed audience. People coming out to see her. And it's hard because her book is coming out the same day as Jada Pinkett Smith's book.
Yeah.
Which was yesterday. So she has a joke right now. If you look at her live, Funny Ida, she's like, look, buy my book. I don't want to have to go around telling people I have a baby with Biggie
She's
to
funny.
try to sell this book. But yeah, so I know it's just not easy for people in that space to, make sure that people know about your book, to have a place to be able to promote it.
Right.
But it's very well written. Obviously, I read the book.
Yes, you did. Very fast.
And she, her daughter was there, and Ida normally does not put her personal life on blast. That's something that she doesn't do, but now her kids are grown up.
Yeah.
So she even in this book discusses her relationship with her child's father and all the relationships that she's had. And I think a lot of the way we relate to men as women sometimes comes from our childhood and our own fathers. If you think about your relationship with your dad, a lot of times that can dictate a lot of what goes on in your relationship with men.
Sometimes they say you pick your dad in your men.
Yeah, and listen, depending on who you are, you might do the opposite.
Yeah, you might think you're doing the opposite.
Depending on who you are, you like, I don't want nobody like that guy.
Right.
And so just shout out to Ida for having a book out. And I also want to talk about somebody else whose book is out, and that is Sly Stone from Sly and the Family Stone. And so you, Jasmine, were looking at the title of the book.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me be myself again.
Yeah, I bought us 2 copies.
So if you don't know who Sly Stone is, this song right here, Everyday People, I think they use it in a billion commercials. Here's what that sounds like. You've all heard that song in a commercial, but definitely a lot of other musicians have studied Sly and the Family Stone. Tony talked about it here. When I used to work for D'Angelo, he would talk all the time about how he would just watch videos of Sly and the Family Stone to figure out how to perform himself. So just letting you guys know about that.
And this has a connection with Questlove, right?
He actually produced it, and he did the foreword.
Nice.
All right. Well, when we come back, we have Tell Us a Secret. 800-292-5150 is a number. Now, This is the part of the show where y'all get to rule the airwaves and probably go viral with your secrets. 800-292-5150. There's definitely no judgment today, but we want to hear some good secrets, okay? 800-292-5150. Tell us a secret. It's way up.
Way up. Shh. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine Brand is here with me.
I'm here, Angela.
And listen, I just went live so you guys can understand behind the scenes how Tell Us a Secret works. I see people in the comments like, this is staged, this can't be real. And you guys, we cannot script this. I promise you 1,000%. When people call here for Tell Us a Secret, we do not plan it.
At all.
All right, 800-292-5150 is a number. It's a no judgment zone, and you are anonymous. Hello, anonymous caller. How are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's me and Jasmine. You want to tell us a secret, and you will be anonymous.
Yes, I do have a secret.
Okay.
So I got this DUI a couple months ago, and I was admitted into sober living. And the whole last week I was there, I was just getting all my roommates drunk.
Wait, so you got a DUI, so you got admitted to sober. What's sober living?
It's like a rehab.
Okay, rehab for drinking.
And so you got liquor in there and got everybody drunk?
Yeah, on my last week, and it's so bad until I left.
Oh my gosh.
So it's no judgment though.
Yeah, it's no judgment. When do you get your license back? Are you really thinking that maybe you might have had an issue with drinking? Are you going to do anything differently, or are we just back at it?
I got my license back. They put a breathalyzer in my truck.
Oh.
You got a problem.
I've seen those. That's when you got to go in and then it beeps and you got to blow into it like every few minutes.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing. Every time you drive, while you're driving, you're looking at people stare at you.
You know what's so funny is that people who have that, when you're on the phone with them, you can hear the beeping in the background. And if you have to park at valet, they gotta blow in it to order, or else the car will the car will stop. So you can't even really park in valet.
You can't do anything. You don't want to do anything. You don't even want to drive.
But we're missing the point. He actually was in there and got
drunk. But now he can't.
Not only got drunk, got everybody else drunk too. You're a bad influence.
No judgment.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, thank you for calling and sharing with us.
Stay sober.
What's up, anonymous caller? How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. You want to tell me and Jasmine Brand a secret? No judgment.
Y'all could judge all you want.
Okay. So we can judge.
Great.
You gave us the green light. Okay,
Great.
Go ahead.
Yes. So, first off, I'm an hour late to work.
Ooh.
I'm working in Georgia right now.
Okay.
I accepted an offer letter in Detroit. So today is actually my last day of work. They don't know it, nor will they know it.
Oh my gosh, so you're gonna just not show back up to work again after this?
Yeah.
But what about your check? Are you gotta make sure you get your last pay and everything?
Maybe you should let them fire you too, because then you get unemployment.
So check it.
Not if you have
my
a job.
last check actually falls on Friday, and they have me scheduled till Saturday. So my next day isn't until Saturday. I'm already get paid on Friday.
All right, so she's gonna get that last check.
She planned this out.
Well played.
And she came late to work.
She don't care what they gonna fire her.
She came an hour late.
If they say something, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I quit.
she waiting for somebody to say something smart to her.
Do you hate that job or something?
I strongly dislike it, yeah.
I strongly dislike my job.
Because, they always say, well, at least exit on good terms.
Not
don't burn
girl.
the bridges. You ain't going back.
She moving to Detroit. We love Detroit, too.
Yeah, I'll actually be out there at University of Michigan.
Yeah. And I'll be out there.
That's what's up.
I'll be out there.
I'm from Detroit.
Sunday.
We just moved down to Atlanta, and we got to go back.
All right. All right,
go
but
back
we'll
home.
see you in the D, baby.
Good luck.
All right.
She's taking her time. Why even go in? I might have called out sick.
I'm about to be an hour late.
What's up, anonymous caller? It's me and Jasmine Brand. How are you?
I'm fine.
So we want to hear your secret. No judgment.
No judgment.
All right. So, listen, I'm a Taurus. I'm very petty. A few years ago, I was dating this dude, and I found out he was cheating on me with this girl.
Okay.
So I befriended the girl, and a few years later, they were still together. They was messing around. She was pregnant with his kid, and me and my new man had a threesome with her while she was pregnant with his kid.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he ever found out. Like, we had multiple threesomes with her. Like,
while she was pregnant? How far along was she?
She was like a couple of months.
So you planned this for a while. Like, you and the guy stopped talking because he cheated on you with this girl. She got pregnant, and then you kind of plotted on this.
She said she befriended the girl.
Yeah, you befriended the girl. So this was like an elaborate scheme.
But you know what's crazy? If he would have kept it a G, like, it could have been a cute little 3-way relationship. Like, she was cool as hell. Right. Me and her vibe really well, but you sneaking and flying behind our back, and I just took your girl.
Oh my
I took your girl. Did she know that you used to date him when you befriended her?
Yes, okay. I told her, like, but she was, you know, she was in love with him. That was her first. So she was going to stick beside him.
Right. I'm going to stand by but I'm going to still go have this threesome with you and your man.
Are they still together?
No. She got a new good man, you know, good for her, whatever. So I'm happy for her because she left him alone. That was good.
All right. Well, thank you for calling and sharing with us.
She is petty.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, that was Tell Us a Secret. 800-292-5150 is the number in case you couldn't get through. And when we come back, we have Yeetie, and it's all about the music. We'll talk about some people who are returning to the forefront. Also, some collab albums that I know you can't wait for. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Yeetie next.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yeetie. Come and get the tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes, ma'am. I'm my own brand.
And let's talk about some some fun things like music. Meek Mill posted Too Good to Be True. DJ Khaled, Diddy, I don't know what's about to happen, but ish about to change. Rich Forever, MMG times DC Dream Chasers. And here is their collab album that's going to arrive sooner than expected. It's actually going to be here next month. Here's what they had to say.
You know, ain't seen me and Ross around each other for a long time. We got back to the business, straight back to the family love, and jump right in the stew immediately. So y'all about to get that live and direct. What happened? I heard you came and played me the joints. Then when I saw the video, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Even Meek, I was like, yeah, that bucket hitting just right. This is refreshing.
So that album is coming November 10th.
Nice.
All right, now Metro Boomin has teased his collab album with Future once again. He posted Me and Future album, of course, when he responded to Hip Hop All Day. In your opinion, what needs to happen in hip hop to help stop the current slump that it finds itself in?
Okay.
All right, now Boosie and BG are working on a collab album. Welcome home again to BG, and here is we don't have that, but they do have an announcement that they made about that, and they made a music video as well. And so congratulations to them. The music video they did has received more than 1.4 million views in the 2 weeks since it's been released. The new song is called BG Free My Dog.
Okay.
All right.
I'm looking forward to I want to hear what he sounds like now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some stuff, but I just want to hear a project.
He did a For My City challenge, BG.
He did. Yeah, he did. That's Mano's guy.
That's Mano's guy. All right. And Wale. Finally.
Yay.
All right. His return to music. He posted, My silence has been golden. See you on Friday. Falarin back.
Yeah.
So his last album was Falarin 2. That was released in 2021 in the fall.
Okay. So it's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Yeah.
So he didn't give us too much information. Wale is a great artist, though.
He is.
And he would tell you himself.
I know that's right.
That people do not give him the credit that he deserves for the music that he makes and his creativity. I remember him even discussing going on tour, going on the road, and spending all his own money that he would have made from the tour on making sure that the show was amazing.
Yeah. And
not even making money from the tour.
And you know he's from D.C. He's from D.C. area, so we love it.
He surely is.
Yeah, he reps that hard, too.
All right, and welcome back also to Lloyd Banks. He is going to be returning to his fan favorite Halloween Havoc series.
Okay.
On Monday, he posted a trailer to announce that series has been revived and a fourth installment is on the way. So he didn't give an exact release date, but it would have to be sometime soon because Halloween is coming up.
Yep.
All right, so a lot of things happening in the realm of music. Yo Gotti, Glorilla, Moneybagg Yo, and CMG family have also unveiled the Gangsta Art Arena tour dates. Okay. And so November 22nd, Fort Worth, Texas, November 26th in Atlanta, December 1st in D.C., and December 3rd in Charlotte, North Carolina. So you can get ready for all of that.
Okay.
And 21 Savage has added further international tour dates. He did resolve his immigration issue, so now he'll be in Paris, Zurich, Berlin, Amsterdam, Manchester, Birmingham, a whole bunch of different places.
And of course, London is sold out.
Yeah, it's over for you if you didn't get your tickets. Yep. You're going to have to go on the secondary market to get those. Mm-hmm. All right, and Showtime Sports is shutting down at the end of the year.
I know you mentioned that.
A lot of the boxing matches and MMA fights were on there too. So they're going to continue with events already on the schedule, but they're no longer going to produce sports, which means the end of those things. They did produce 750 live boxing events. And 2,000 bouts. And so, I mean, I can't believe it's over. I feel like Showtime has developed into a network that a lot of people went to watch boxing matches.
Absolutely.
Yeah, remember it competed with HBO? I feel like it kind of,
Yeah, I'm sure they got
overtook them.
Something else in the works, I'm sure, right?
Well, they did have a partnership with the Premier Boxing Champions, and so not sure what they're going to do now, but yeah.
Okay.
No more Showtime boxing after the end of the year. All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They are flying under the radar, and we have a lot of those. This is actually, truth be told, one of my favorite segments because we get to introduce you to different stories that could be helpful that you may not know about. You know, it is a Wealth Wednesday, and Freddie Mac is rolling out a down payment assistance tool for anybody who's looking to buy a house. So we'll tell you all about that. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Under the Radar is next.
The news, I got news. This is the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes.
And Urban Outfitters, in an Under the Radar story, has teamed up with 5 HBCU students on a capsule collection.
Okay.
The students are from Hampton, Morehouse, Tennessee State University, North Carolina Central University, North Carolina A&T.
Nice.
All right. Bashir Burns, Faith Rees, Mike Tambashi, Maya Harris, and Sade Holt are the students.
Okay.
And they were able to showcase their creative skills and their eye for design. It was an internship. And as part of that internship, they worked very closely with Urban Outfitters, buying and design teams, blending their creativity with industry expertise to create a collection that captures the essence of each participating institution. So that is available online, actually right now.
I love that. That is so dope.
Yes. So that is really nice. All proceeds from the collection will support a donation of $55,000 to participating schools.
Okay. Shout out to my Morgan State University.
Mm-hmm. All right, and thousands of casino workers have gone on strike in Detroit. They are seeking higher wages and better working conditions. The cost of living has surged since their last labor contract. That was back in 2020. And so now these casino workers are also on strike. They are at the MGM Grand, at Motor City, at Hollywood Casino at Greektown. So those are the casinos that are involved. We always say at the MGM.
We do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Shout out to our girl, gosh, I forget her name.
Yes. You know, listen, I just want to say I love you guys. Y'all take such great care of me.
They do.
Cherish.
Yeah, right? That's her name, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You just messed us all the way up, Jasmine.
I'm sorry. I
Brand.
shouldn't even said anything.
All right. And Freddie Mac has rolled out a down payment assistance tool, and that is going to match borrowers with down payment assistance programs across the country. It's called DPA One. It streamlines the available state programs into a single source lenders can use to find and compare programs for their borrowers. Now, Freddie Mac said time and time again, research reveals that the down payment is the single largest hurdle first-time home buyers need to overcome to attain home ownership, but finding and comparing the many programs and their guidelines is challenging. So now that down payment assistance is offered through state finance agencies as well as local and municipal sources. And that's going to help be a one-stop shop now at no cost.
Okay.
So that'll bring lenders and their borrowers greater detail and visibility into these programs. That is so true.
It's hard.
Getting that down payment together.
Yeah. And then there's other things you have to do to the house when you get it sometimes. So.
And not only do you need a down payment, by the time you close, you have to have a certain amount of money in the bank.
Yes, they want to see
reserves.
They want to see a certain number in that account.
And that was the hardest part for me in buying a house, is coming up with the down payment.
And then having something to show on my account after I have to give y'all the down payment.
And some people would like to put down a larger down payment so you don't have to pay mortgage insurance. So there's a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about a lot more of that too, because it is a Wealth Wednesday. Also, the FDA is proposing a ban on hair relaxers with formaldehyde. I can't believe this hasn't happened already.
I know.
So that's an ingredient in hair relaxers, and that's going to raise awareness about the potential harms these products create for many black women who typically use them.
Yeah.
That would ban the chemical in hair smoothing or hair straightening products, also called relaxers. They currently discourage consumers from using these products that contain formaldehyde and similar ingredients, but they need to ban that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever had a relaxer?
I think when I was way younger.
As a child, yeah. I had it as a child.
And since then, my hair has never been...
Never been the same.
I feel like it does definitely... I had to actually grow my hair out. I did another process.
Okay.
That was called thermal reconditioning.
Okay.
And it straightened my hair. It looked great. My hair was shiny, straight all the time, but it would not curl. And then by the time the roots started growing back in, it was a mess because it was like curly in the roots and thick at the roots, but then it was straight on the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I looked a mess for years. So it wasn't easy to do. All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. And we got the Way Up Mix at the top of the hour. Plus, Chief Economist at Redfin. Redfin is a great resource for anybody looking to buy a home. Also compare prices. Also see what's going on in the environment and how that does affect payments for your house. And just a wealth of information when it comes to real estate. She is the Chief Economist there, a black woman. We'd love to see it. Daryl Fairweather will be joining us on a Wealth Wednesday. But again, the Way Up Mix at the top of the hour. So party with us. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hey. Now back. Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes, I'm here, Angela.
And listen, we are getting ready for Yee T.
Okay.
I want to talk about Cardi B. I feel bad. It feels like she's under a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah.
And I don't take it lightly when people go on social media and say things like, I just want to put a bullet in my head. And we'll talk about it more. But it's not being lazy. Sometimes the pressure of being creative, right, and putting out music that people love, but also knowing you're going to get a ton of criticism of people hating on it, of knowing that the more successful you are, the more people want to see you fail, of knowing just so many different things that can go on. It can be just really depressing. Yeah. And it can make you feel like, oh, I don't even want to do this anymore.
And when you think about it, I'm a regular person and I get stressed and depressed. So I can't imagine having all that attention on you and that pressure to perform and deliver.
That's why listen, trust me, I know I get a lot of criticism and it's not easy.
Yeah.
And sometimes social media is the worst place to go expecting any type of sympathy. But we're going to talk about all of that when we come back with Yee T, Cardi B, her social media, the trial that she has, the assault trial that's being postponed. And also we'll talk about Roy Wood Jr. I really want to see him as a new host of The Daily Show, but we'll tell you what he said. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Yee T is next.
From industry shade to all the gossip, Angela's spilling that Yee T.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee and Jasmine Brand is here.
Happy Wednesday, Angela.
And let's get into some of this Yee T. Now, Cardi B, her assault trial has been postponed. This has been going on since 2020 over an alleged attack that happened in 2018. But it looks like they may be pushing the trial until next year. They're hoping that issues can be worked out in mediation.
Okay.
All right, this is all with the security guard who filed a suit against her for assault, battery, and infliction of emotional distress. She says she was attacked in February of 2018 while she was leaving her obstetrician's office for a scheduled appointment. Allegedly, she says that Cardi scratched her with her fingernail, yelled racial slurs, and spit on her after the security guard started recording her. So,
she was pregnant at the time, too.
Yeah,
right?
She was pregnant at the time.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, so maybe they're going to work that out. But in the meantime, Cardi also was on social media, and she was responding to a critic who called her lazy. You know, people are anxious for this music to come out.
Right.
And somebody said, Cardi, the only Mexican I know that don't work hard.
Oh, that's not nice.
Now, Cardi responded, hope you and your mom die.
Oh. Okay.
And then another person said, keep wishing death on people and watch how it come back on you. And she said, I don't give a F y'all. Y'all can call me Mexican, bring me down, hurt my feelings, talk ish about everything. This is why I don't release music. I just want to put a bullet in my head.
That's a little extreme, Cardi.
Yeah, and listen, she has beautiful children, a beautiful family. Yeah. She has people that love her, and sometimes letting people who are just trying to get you to react and say negative things to you online, because they love that. They love to see you react to things.
They want a reaction, yeah.
You know, so Cardi, you know, take a moment, hug your kids, your man.
You don't like that.
All right, now Issa Rae, congratulations to her. She's launched her own Prosecco, Via Rae.
What's it called?
Via Ray.
Oh, nice.
V-I-A-R-A-E. Kind of like Issa Rae. Cool. It's a bright, crisp, and lively Italian sparkling wine. It's going to release this month in select markets. Her statement says, I am thrilled to share my love of Prosecco with everyone through Via Ray. It's carefully crafted, deliciously crisp, and the perfect beverage to celebrate La Dolce Vita.
Nice. I love when black and brown people get in this wine and spirits game.
Yeah, shout out to my girl Ingrid, Ivest Wines, which is now finally shipping out. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
All right, a Brooklyn federal court judge has ruled that Jay Bryant, who is one of the 3 men charged with the murder of Jam Master Jay, will stand trial separately from the other 2 who were accused, Ronald Tennard Washington and Carl Jordan Jr. That decision was issued on Friday, and that is because of the likelihood of conflicting accounts among the accused. All right, so according to reports, one of them, Jay Bryant, had requested the trial severance, stating that each suspect intends to deflect guilt onto the others, thereby complicating jury deliberations. Okay. This is still going on.
No, I was just looking. This murder was 2002.
Over 20 years ago.
Wow. Okay. I mean, we're still talking about Tupac and Biggie, so.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, and Roy Wood Jr., I definitely thought he was going to replace Trevor Noah on The Daily Show as the host. I think he would be the best choice and the best decision, and I know he wants to do it. Well, he was on Sherry Shepherd, and, before he had said that he's not going to be doing The Daily Show anymore. He talked about his departure. He chose to leave during the strike. Here's what he had to say to Sherry Shepherd.
We wanted you to have this job.
It still could happen. I was shocked at the decision myself because, number one, we was in the strike for 5 months. Who come off strike then quit the job? That wasn't the plan. But, as you start looking at the lay of the land of late night and television as a whole, that's going to be a long process figuring out who's going to be in that chair. And I respect that process. But while you got your process, I need to have my process. So I'm going to be over here making sure that all my ducks are in a row as well, in case that doesn't end up the way that I hope.
All right. Well, I feel him.
Yeah, I understand.
He's not going to sit back and wait for them to decide what they want to do.
And he should not do that.
He's got to get on with his life.
Yep.
And more options. And who knows? Maybe it'll happen. Maybe they'll do the right thing. But in the meantime, we're in your corner, Roy Wood Jr.
He's so smart and funny.
All right, now Sukihana broke down in tears on Love and Hip Hop, and this went viral. She hates that people keep on bringing up her past life and says we all did some ish. Here's what she said.
I don't want to be a victim to the world. I want to be a strong person, and it hurts so bad because I made a mistake. You are strong. It just hurts me so much. I'm not just a celebrity. I have a real life, and I make mistakes like everybody else.
I feel her, but I mean,
it's kind of hard because then she does things that,
and the music too.
Yeah, it's just, I get it.
I think kind of just own it. Like, this is the space, and you can own your growth too.
Yeah.
And you can also talk about the difficulties, and you can also talk about growing out of a certain space that you were in in the past, and
See, she'll say things like this, and then we'll see her on a carpet like on all fours or something. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay,
right.
Which I'm cool with both.
Yes, and you know what? It is part of life is the conflicting ways
Internal,
that we can be.
Yeah.
A lot of times we are our own walking contradictions.
I know I am, for sure. For sure.
He's like, I don't want to be no more. All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, it is a Wealth Wednesday, and Chief Economist for Redfin, Daryl Fairweather, is joining us. I'm so excited for us to discuss things with her because she is an expert in all things real estate and the economy and whether or not we are going through a recession and whether or not it's a good time to buy. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
and I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine Brand is here with me.
Yes.
And honestly, one of my favorite people to talk to, Daryl Fairweather, is here, Chief Economist at Redfin. Thank you for joining us again.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. What I love, whenever you come, you defy what people would think an economist, a chief economist, would look like. I want to start off with just this question. Is this a good time for a first-time homeowner to buy? Yes or no? And we want to hear why.
I'm going to be honest, there are many things that are challenging about the housing market right now. The first thing is how high mortgage rates are. Mm-hmm. Mortgage rates are basically how much it costs to borrow money to buy a home. And for a 30-year fixed rate, it's at 7.5% right now. During the pandemic, it was at around 3%, so more than doubled.
That's a big jump.
Yes.
So how much does that add? Like, say your mortgage is $100,000. How much is the difference, like, say, if it was a 3% rate as opposed to a 7.5%?
It's going to be more than double the amount of money that you're going to have to pay over the life of the mortgage to pay that off. It's a huge deal, and it's made housing really expensive, especially for people who borrow to buy a home.
Right. Which most people do.
Yes, most people do. I mean, not many people have the cash to buy a home, especially with how high home prices are. And home prices got quite high during the pandemic and have not come down. They're actually higher than they were last year. So that makes it extremely challenging. I will say that the good news is that because there isn't much buyer competition in the market right now, it's easier for people who are putting lower down payments. So if you're only putting 5% down, if you have an FHA loan, which is the kind of loan you get if you have a lower credit score or you're a first-time home buyer, you can get those kinds of offers accepted. So it's a bit easier to break into the housing market. The hard part is having the money and finding a home that you actually want to buy.
Right now, it's a Wealth Wednesday. Jasmine Brand is here. We're talking to Daryl Fairweather from Redfin. Is it harder to get a mortgage now?
It's more expensive to get a mortgage, but I don't think it's harder to get a mortgage. Actually, the kinds of people who are getting mortgages right now tend to have lower credit scores than they did during the pandemic.
Okay.
So the answer to the question is yes and no. It's now, for the first-time home buyer, is now a good time.
And I want to take that to an article that you wrote for Forbes.
Yes.
Okay. 4 ways to buy your first home, even as affordability worsens, because we like solutions.
Yes. So to answer your question, I think for most people, it's going to be more affordable for them to rent than it is to buy a home. So in that sense, it is harder to be a first-time home buyer. I think a lot of people are going to postpone it this year and decide to rent instead. But the downside of that is that if you delay buying a home, when mortgage rates drop, competition is going to come back. It's going to be really fierce. So delaying the decision, it might be even harder down the road. So if you do want to buy now, there are things that you can do. You could team up with somebody. It doesn't have to be your married partner. It could be a friend and buy a home together. Make sure that you figure out how it's going to work. And the paperwork and
Make
such.
sure you legally get that done. It can't just be that's my friend. That person would never do this to me.
Have a contract. Like if you're going to live in the home and your co-investor is not, then treat it like they're your landlord and you're a tenant. Have it all written out. Decide what you're going to do if you're going to sell. But that is a way to afford home ownership a little bit early. Another thing is that if you live in a really expensive area and you can't afford to buy there, you may be able to buy somewhere more affordable. And even if you're not ready to move to that more affordable place, you could use it as an investment property or a rental property and be able to build equity, and so you can upgrade to the home that you do want later on.
Sometimes people try to shame renting, and for people who are out there renting, that is not a bad thing if you're not in a position to buy, because you can actually put yourself in a terrible position if you're putting your all on the line to buy a property because everyone's telling you you have to buy, why rent, why don't you own something? And some of us just are not right now, and being a homeowner is a lot of responsibility.
And it ties you down. If you think you might get a new job opportunity in a new city in a couple of years, you probably shouldn't buy. It's only if you feel like you're going to stay in the property for 5 years or more that it becomes more financially savvy to own than to rent. But if you want to be flexible, if you don't have the down payment, there's no shame in renting. But I would say have a savings plan. Make sure you're still putting aside money for your financial goals. It's not going to be automatic like it is with home ownership. So just be really deliberate about it.
And so since we were just talking about selling and we've talked about buying, is this a good time to sell?
Well, prices are still quite high, so it's actually a great time to cash out your equity. We're seeing a lot of people who live in really expensive areas like New York or California who are cashing out and then buying another home in all cash in a much more affordable place. Like say you have $1 million home, most of your mortgage is paid off. You can go buy a home all cash and you don't have to deal with those 7% interest rates. Now, obviously not everybody is so lucky to own a home with all that equity, but there are people who really made out well with how high home prices have gotten, who can cash out and use that money for whatever they want.
Now, I want to also discuss with you a housing bubble, because I keep saying, are we experiencing a housing bubble, and what is going to happen? Will these interest rates come down at any time? Or even, like you said, the prices of these homes, even though they shot up during COVID and then maybe it's slowing down, they still haven't come back down and stabilized, right? So do you think that we're in a housing bubble?
I think that there were bubbles across the country that have already popped. Austin, for example, prices shot up and now they've come back down. Boise is another example. Prices are down from before the pandemic in the Bay Area and in Los Angeles. So I think that there has been this correction in the market in certain parts. overall, I don't think we're going to see a huge correction. If interest rates stay...
Chief economist for Redfin, Daryl Fairweather, is here with us, and we have more when we come back on the housing market. Is it a good time to buy or not? It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
and I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here, and Daryl Fairweather, chief economist at Redfin, is here with us. Let's talk about what's happening with these crackdowns on Airbnbs. Mm-hmm. And I know it's an issue in New York City a lot. I think now you have to register. There's all these new laws in New York City about being able to have an Airbnb property. So can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so what happened is they basically outright banned short-term rentals, Airbnbs, and this is a win for the hotel industry, at least existing hotels, because what's going to happen is that without Airbnbs, it's going to be more expensive to get a short-term rental or hotel stay in New York. But the good news is that the housing units that aren't being used for Airbnbs, they could potentially be used for long-term rentals, for long-term residents, and I think that's the idea behind it. But in general, I think they went too far. I would have preferred to see them tax those Airbnbs, bring in the revenue, and make the tax system such that, if you are trying to rent a spare room, you can still do that, make some money. But if you're a corporate Airbnb landlord, tax them a lot and just get that revenue.
Because it's tough. I see now there's a lot of people renting their homes on Craigslist or on the black market because they can't use Airbnb now.
Yeah. Yes, and when it goes underground, it doesn't get taxed. That money doesn't come back to the people of New York. So I'm more in favor of having a lot of taxes as opposed to outright bans.
Right. I was also talking about Airbnb squatters. Now, this story was huge in the news. I think this was in Brentwood, California. Mm-hmm. And there was somebody who was staying there basically not paying for the Airbnb for over a year and a half. And the person can't get them out.
Yes.
Can you break down how can something like that happen? They're not even paying and they're not being told they have to leave.
Right. So there are many laws in places where tenants have rights. If your landlord is not keeping the building up to code or if they're doing something else kind of shady, the tenant can, in some places, choose not to pay rent because their landlord is not providing a service. Now, what happened in that situation was this person rented it for 6 months. So they turned into a long-term tenant, not just an Airbnb person.
Okay.
So they were able to take advantage of all of those tenant protections that are, not really intended for this circumstance. And that's why it's this whole big legal battle. But I think the lesson is that if you're going to rent out your home, whether it's on Airbnb or to a long-term renter, do your research, learn the law. There are risks involved. It's not just easy money. You have to know that you're taking on a risk if you're going to become a landlord.
Right now, Jasmine Brand is here. It's a Wealth Wednesday. We're talking to chief economist at Redfin, Daryl Fairweather. Now, Daryl, I want to talk about this migrant housing situation. In New York, we see all the time, we're walking past hotels that have been converted into housing. What do you think are some long-term solutions that can happen? Because I hear on the one hand, we have a lot of housing issues with people who are residents already who live here. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of gentrification happening, but then we're also looking at the humanity of making sure that people who are coming here looking for a better life, maybe fleeing whatever situation they're coming from, they also need a place to stay. And so what can happen? Because it's really difficult in a crowded city like this, too, to make sure that everybody is accommodated.
I think there's a lot that can be done. It used to be in New York that you would have a lot of these single residency occupancy buildings. The derogatory term was flop houses, where basically you just rent a room and you have a shared bathroom, shared kitchen. But those buildings went away because they were associated with low-class people. But bringing those back would be a much more affordable option for people who are coming, who want to work, who just need a place to lay their head at night. I think we need to be more creative about creating housing options that work for people who don't have much means. Unfortunately, the Airbnb thing kind of works against it because there are people who might have, rented out a room to one of these refugees and it might not be an option for them anymore. So again, back to perspectives, you got to look at it from the perspective of these people. What's best for them? Is it better for them to live in just one room? Maybe you wouldn't want to live there, but they would probably be grateful just to have a roof over their head.
I was saying that. I was just saying that the other day. I was walking and there's one place that we walk past every day and it's migrant housing right now. And, some people might look at it like, this is terrible, but they might also be like, I'm just happy to be here.
This is a much better situation.
And it feels very community. The kids are outside playing.
The kids be having a ball.
Yeah. Kids don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah.
When I was a kid, you don't know what type of conditions you're in.
I didn't know how poor I was when I was little. I had no idea.
Well, you guys, Daryl Fairweather, make sure you check her out.
Yeah, look me up on social media. I write for Substack. I write for Forbes. I'm always out there.
She's that girl.
Subscribe.
She's
that girl.
She's that girl.
All right. Thank you, Daryl Fairweather.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we have Ask Ye. 800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up with any question you have. We are here to help. It's Way Up.
Everybody whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes.
And it's time for Ask Ye. Now, you know you guys get to leave a message too at 800-292-5150. And sometimes we take Ask Ye from the messages that you leave. So we have a message today, which I feel pretty qualified to answer. Here it is.
Hey, Angela, how you doing? I'm just calling because I'm interested in getting into the broadcasting industry. I would like to be a radio personality. And I was wondering, what is the best way to do that? I don't want to go the traditional route. I don't know if you need a degree to do it or what. So I was just wondering, can you give me a little bit of insight on how I can break into the industry as being, a radio personality? Thank you. I'm calling from the west side of Chicago. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you're listening, and I hope you put this on the air. Bye-bye.
All right. So the question is really about getting on the air. He wants to be a radio personality. He's from Chicago. Shout out to Chicago.
We love Chicago.
So here's a couple of things I will say. Number one, just start doing it. But don't you feel like now that you've been like sitting here and doing it, you've gotten a lot better?
You got to do it. You got to keep doing it. Yeah.
To do it. Yeah. To get better. And while you may not be able to be on the air right now and be in that position, you can easily start your own podcast and get that together. The second thing that I would say is on the technical side of things, make sure you know how to run a board because there's always a need for that. People who can, a lot of times people who work the boards in the beginning, they go on to produce shows, they're DJs, they do other things. So those openings always come up.
It makes you more marketable too, right?
It definitely makes you more marketable when you have those skills where you're able to handle all of those different things. But also imagine there's an opportunity in another market where you have to run your own board. Because a lot of people, when they first get started, depending on what shift you have to run your own board. You're not going to have a board app.
Yep.
Like we're a nationally syndicated show, so we're able to have that. I never really had to learn how to run my own board. But I lightweight know how, but I've never had to do it. It's way different doing it.
I'm sure you could figure. I mean, I'm sure if you worst case scenario, you would.
And but it also will take some time to get used to. So if you can do that seamlessly and then get yourself in a position where you can get in to working at a radio station, no matter what the format is, you can run the board, you're in the door.
Yeah.
And like that's the main thing is to get in the door.
And you said you can start your own podcast to start practicing being on air.
On a radio show.
Right.
And then anytime there's an opportunity where you can step in as, once you get your foot in the door, anytime you have a chance to be on the air, take it. A lot of people started off in different positions who are on-air personalities now. And the people that are huge, and they all started somewhere.
How long have you been doing radio, Angela?
It has been like 14 years, 13 years.
Okay.
13 years now. So yeah, it's been, I'm sorry.
It's been longer than that, yeah. Breakfast Club was 13 years, right?
Left out serious. Yeah, 19 years I've been doing. It'll be almost 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
And so, yeah, it's a journey. And so get ready to at first not get paid a lot and work a lot of hours. Maybe you'll end up in a market that you wouldn't necessarily want to live in. But everybody's journey is different. And so while I'll say you don't want to take the quote unquote traditional route, certain things that you can do, which is, learning how to run the board, getting certified in other things, making sure you know how to edit.
Yeah.
That's important too. Any of those skills that you might end up having to do for yourself or for someone else just to get in the door, you should know how to do so that you can be ready when an opportunity comes. All right. And that is our Ask Ye. And when we come back, we have the last word. 800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up and let us know what your last word is. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee and Jasmine Brand is here with me.
What's up, Angela?
Oh, what a great show we had today. And thank you to Daryl Fairweather.
Yes,
we love her.
We do.
For joining us. She's the chief economist for Redfin. You can watch that full interview on our YouTube channel on Way Up with Angela Yee. Thank you guys for some great Tell Us the Secrets today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Y'all are wild, but we love it. And we love you guys. All right. Today we're actually heading out to Newark, and that is for the Digital Undivided's Do You Fellowship. It's a pitch competition. And this is for Black and Latinx women to come in and Actually, they're going to be competing to get this grant money. So they'll be pitching. I'm one of the judges.
So what kind of stuff are they pitching? Like ideas for entrepreneurship or for, what is it for?
So they actually, it's a lot of tech companies. And so these are companies that they've been working through this program. And so when they pitch, we're going to pick like the best ideas based on several different categories.
Okay. And you're a judge.
I'm a judge.
Oh, nice. Okay, we're going to have fun.
Yeah. First of all, do you all know how much I love being able to be in a position where I can give some money out?
Yes.
I like that. Like, I like being able to see first of all, I hate when certain people aren't going to get it because it is still a competition.
Yeah, it's got to be tough too because you can, it's like, I want all y'all to win something.
I definitely want everybody to win. But yeah, this is all in celebration of Newark Tech Week. And so that's why we'll be there.
Okay.
And the prize is one of 3 grants that total $90,000.
Oh, wow.
Listen, I could use that, but that's okay. We're here to give it away. All right, and we'll be back tomorrow, of course. So you guys have a great rest of your day. And as usual, you get to have the last word. 800-292-5150.
Hey, Angela, this is your girl, Carla, calling from the west side of Detroit. I have a problem. I am a female construction worker in a male-dominated field. I want the contractors and male construction workers to put some respect on my gender. Because I'm a female, they look at me like I can't do the things that they can do. So how do I command respect without being a... I need your help, Angela.
Hey, G, my name's Joe. I just wanted to shine the light on my amazing wife, Renee. Out here killing it, opened her own business about 4 years ago, and she's finally moved into a large retail space offering waxing, piercing, tattooing, permanent makeup, a little bit of everything, but it's a spooky themed piercing beauty shop, Beetlejuice, Tim Burton-esque. But she's out here actually absolutely killing it. I mean, she went and got her master's degree and has been focused and taking care of everything with this business while helping me raise our 6 kids. She's just amazing, and I'm such a lucky man. I just want her to know how special that she really is.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.